Greetings, beautiful people. So, this video is basically going to tie into, I'm going to tell you right now, last night I was a little bit intoxicated, but it's all good because I was feeling a certain type of energy and it felt really motherfucking good. So all I can tell you is this, okay? This is going to tie into a lot of the stuff that I spoke about last night's video. Who or what you are. And I'm going to tell you this. Everything requires, like, when I mentioned the part where you put yourself in a certain position in a job, for example, to acquire more money, which is really energy, but that's kind of like you're raising yourself to a higher position of power. And you're able to have access to more energy, more money that's going to be coming to you, right? But if you want to look at it in a different way now, because don't forget, if you're doing that, you're also going to have more responsibilities. There's going to be more things that you're going to have to be doing and stuff like that. But one of the things that you have to do is do that with your own self-business. Rather than working in a business outside of you and putting all your energy there, you can now learn how to balance and make sure you have enough of that to make sure that you are putting yourself in a personal position of power. Because here's the problem that happens, all right? I see a lot of spiritual people, and they'll talk about like sun gazing and, nature and stuff like that. And, there's a lot of people who would probably say, oh, I'm not getting much results or whatnot. But here's the problem, all right? Like when you look at the sun, okay? Are you looking at the sun? Are you because a lot of people are like, oh, no, I'm not sun worshiping or anything like that. But you kind of are. When you look at the sun and you're expecting it to, like, give you this energy and do all this to you. It's kind of like you're praying. When you pray to God, when you're in religion, you're expecting a result. You're going out and sun gazing and expecting a certain result the same way as if you were praying, okay? And you're doing this when you go in nature. You start to look at nature as something bigger than you because you go out in nature and think that, you need nature. But in reality, no. The sun and nature needs you. Because without you, the sun wouldn't even exist. Now, if you look at the sun is the ultimate source of power. It's giving, life, and everything comes to life. Without the sun, nothing can live, and blah, 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 right? But in actuality, without you, the sun doesn't exist. Okay? And you have to look at it like this, all right? When you're looking at the sun, all right, look at what the sun represents, because it's the same thing when people have a problem. If you have a poverty mindset, you can't attract money, which is literally energy. But when you look at the sun, if you're still sun worshiping and looking at it like that, don't expect much results or much of anything from the sun, because you can gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom just by downloads from the light codes that are coming from the sun. The sun is literally like beaming on everything, and you have access to all this power by looking at the sun, which is literally you looking at yourself. And this is why you can, and this all goes into, it ties into like the way you look at people. Do you look at people and look at them bigger than you? I don't care how much money they have or what, what they know or what. It's like you have to look at everybody as your equal. And know that you're looking at a reflection of yourself. And when you look at the sun, you're looking at a reflection of yourself. But now if you think low and you don't have a high self-esteem and you're sun gazing, okay, you're still not going to be in harmony with the sun. The sun is the ultimate source of all power, okay? Now, you need to put yourself in a position of power to some extent. Because here's the thing. It's all about you channel everything. And because a lot of times people are like always to try to chase the energy, try to chase money. The more you chase, okay, you're wasting energy rather than you just first of all, you got to have the right mind state. The mind is everything, okay? The mind is everything. The universe is literally mental. Now, the whole thing about this is that if you believe in yourself and know who you really are, and you're in a position of power in your mind, and you know that you are the ultimate source of power, you're in harmony with the sun. Now, this all comes down to how you treat your vessel, okay? This is why it's important to eat healthy. This is why it's important to be kind to yourself. This is why it's important to exercise, not for vanity, but in other words, to keep your vessel strong, because you know you need, okay, a strong vessel to get you moving in this third realm of reality. Because if not, what's going to happen? You're going to start eating foods that cause disease, that give you arthritis, give you cancer, give you all these things. And here's the thing though, all right? The sun Now, look at vampires, for example, because everybody lives certain sort of parasitic here in this realm of reality. If you're a parasite, you're not even in harmony with the sun. What do you think happens when a vampire, goes out into the sun? They disintegrate, okay? Now, who and what are you? What are you doing in this realm of reality that's really serving humanity, which is really a reflection of you? Everything's empowered by you. People, places, things, everything is empowered by your 5 senses here in this physical realm of reality. But you lost yourself because you think you're just the 5 senses, when in reality you have not, I don't like to even say supernatural abilities or extrasensory. They're not extra, they're your natural abilities. The extrasensories to me are your actual physical 5 senses, because these physical 5 senses is all an illusion. It's not what you really are. See, this whole thing outside of you is only powered by you, which means that the sun needs you, nature needs you. All right, but there's still a representation behind what the sun and nature is, what it is. See, everything has a frequency, just like your chakras have a frequency. There's a frequency to colors. Each one of your chakras represent the color. Each color has a frequency, okay? In order for you to tap into one of those chakras or energy centers, which are co-governed by planets, you need to be in harmony with a certain frequency. Okay, so when you look at the sun, okay, are you in the same frequency as the sun? It's kind of like when you talk to certain people, like they'll tell you, you are who you hang out with. It comes out to the same thing. If your mind is at a certain point or at a certain state, you're going to attract those type of people to your life to either show you something or whatever it may be. But here's the thing though. Don't look at the sun and worship the sun, and don't look at the sun as if you're trying to get a result from the sun. You get what I'm saying? You want to have an intention, okay, behind it, because you're the one making it happen. The sun ain't doing nothing for you. You're making it happen. The fact that you took the decision to go out into nature, the fact that you went out and started to sun gaze, you are making the intent for that to happen. But because you're making it happen, the sun ain't making it happen for you. You're the one that's making it happen, that the sun is happening. It happens to give you this energy. I hope I'm making myself very clear here. All right. You need to put yourself in a position of power. The same way you're not, let's say if you are all right, if you're in a position of power, you're obviously going to attract more money, but a lot more of that comes into play. See, that's why you need to do the self-work. You need to do the work, meaning like work on your mindset. Literally, like this has helped, and I've watched a few videos that have helped me out with this decision that I'm gonna tell you. I take it you might use this as something that might help you. 1 hour a day, take control of what's going on in your mind. Like sit with yourself and really take over your mind in a way where what comes in. How can you transmute the thoughts? Because you can't, don't fight nothing, don't resist anything. It's more or less like the thoughts that come in. It's like when you meditate. I've said this in my older videos, but when you meditate, you notice how you got that monkey mind sometimes? That's why they tell you to focus on breath, because it kind of takes your attention away from what's on your mind and puts it on the breath, and eventually your brain waves change. Okay, that's a very effective thing, but there's a way also to kind of train it where you can now try to transmute things that come into your mind and transmute the thoughts. Because a lot of times, let's say if a thought comes in, all right, we start to entertain that thought, and then we make a movie out of it, and we just go along and start to now create different things off that one thought that just came into your mind. Okay, so this is why if whatever thoughts come in, okay, you can transmute it and change the movie to whatever you want it to be, so that this way, because don't forget, everything starts from a thought. But if you're having these thoughts that are not serving you, okay, this is what's kind of like affecting your life here in this realm, okay? And it comes down to self-awareness. The more self-aware you become, the more you can do this and practice this, the more aware you'll become. Like when you're in your dreams, you have more tendencies to be lucid and stuff like that. And here's the thing, this can go into another deep topic, but you never want to be lucid in every single dream. You want things to play out. You know what I mean? Sometimes, what's crazy is sometimes certain things happen of, certain breakthroughs may happen in an unconscious state. Okay, sometimes there's things that I have done even in my waking life unconsciously that I'm like, man, if I wasn't like, I'm glad that I did that unconscious. I was able to figure something out from this, experience that I just had to, you learn from your lessons. Basically, these are your life lessons. Like, you make mistakes here, but then here's the thing though, the mistakes you make here in this realm, you want to learn from them. You don't want to keep repeating them. You know what I mean? And then you also want to make sure that you're not feeling guilty. Because a lot of people, they feel tired and drained out through the day, but they don't really realize that they hold on to a lot of things like grudges, anger. They hold on to a lot of guilt, a lot of emotions. It's kind of like you holding and carrying heavy baggages. You know what I mean? Like, you waste energy doing that. Just let it go. And don't you feel lighter? And not only that, but you also waste energy by chasing things. All you need to do is it's not all about the hustle. It's about sometimes the subtle. Okay? And when you're in the subtle, you kind of just, you with your mind, you position yourself to channel and attract whatever it is that you're looking for to serve you in your life so that you can now serve others. Okay? So now, look how you're protecting energies. Because you're also in your most present moment, all right? And sometimes, like, again, there's nothing wrong with certain emotions such as, like, fear and anger, because you could transmute those. Those are strong emotions, okay? So it's not about suppressing or anything like that. It's about you learning how to transmute them, and this has helped me out a lot. And, when you look at, the certain things that you could do, you're positioning yourself in a position of power to be able to channel something, but you also got to raise your frequency and vibration. How does this work? You do things that you like during your day. You know what I mean? And let's say, for example, you have a 9-to-5 and you don't like your job. Find something that you do like about your job. But everything is in the mind. Everything is in your mind. Or you're just having too much expectation. And this is why don't have, expectations of anything. It's just basically you have to be the one to make things happen, but it all starts from within. And it's not because when people say start from within, all right, is basically what do you think about yourself? How do you see yourself? Because the way you see yourself and even the way you physically see yourself is the way others are gonna start to physically see you. Okay? Because everybody is an extension of you. So like, literally keep your vibration high. You keep your vibration high by eating foods, all right? Or even fasting, but eating foods of a higher vibration, or just eating less, because you're gonna be more sober. Don't forget, you think that food is not a drug, okay? But in actuality, it is. You're, like they say, when you drink, you're under the influence. That's why they call it spirits, okay? But there's certain drugs that amplify an emotion, so you could use them to your advantage. Last night, I drank, all right? But it amplified my emotion of me feeling like sharing energy. I was happy, and I felt like a powerful motherfucker, and it amplified that. But if I'm angry, if I'm depressed, I'm not gonna drink, because it's gonna only amplify that. Like, there's moments in time where if I'm drinking and somebody's pissing me off, I'll already start to feel that, and I already know, by the way I start answering, and either I know that I need to disconnect, because I know that it's like that's kind of like a spiritual attack in a certain way, shape, or form. Okay, but us conscious, people and being aware of this is just basically you can consciously make shit happen so that you don't subconsciously fuck yourself up. Because don't forget, you drive a car, you're learning how to drive consciously, but then when you learn how to drive, that skill gets passed on to your subconscious. So what are you empowering every time here in your conscious waking life right here that's getting passed on to your subconscious? That's the point of being conscious, is being aware of the shit that you're saying, the shit you listen to, the people you see, or the things you're seeing, the food you're eating. Okay? There's a chemistry to everything. It's very important to be aware of this. Okay? You are the one that makes things happen based on the decisions and choices you take, but you have to have the intention and saying that you're the one who makes it happen. You made the sun with your intention. This is what you're accessing from the sun. You didn't make it happen, but you're accessing this from the sun, because it attracted to you because you positioned yourself in a proper alignment and in a proper way to receive that energy, because energy, lights, information, whatever it may be. My battery is gonna die, all right? But we'll talk soon. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk soon.